media has had to become clickbait in recent years because the business model has been collapsing. There's less money because it's easier to do and it's easy to get for free online. So outlets are going downhill. In order to keep views, they need to go with sensational topics, just like you said. And so outrage drives clicks, and therefore stories are based in outrage. I agree with that. But I have noticed that, like, it's still, for the most part, like, a lot of these media outlets seem to overstate and demonize people's views, and that's a form of clickbait. So they paint people as racist, for example. It seems to be like one of the plagues of the media nowadays, painting them as far right and racists and hyping up any misstep that they've made. But if it were purely about the need to draw clicks and eyes, why wouldn't these media outlets also
show
push
boobs?
their... No. That's a good point, though. That as well. They could do that. Or why wouldn't they just skip the middleman and make the racist statements themselves? Because that would draw tons of clicks. Like, why wouldn't there be a diversity of tactics on any given outlet, like Vox, where some people are like calling out the alt-right, but then some of the writers are making alt-right statements, because that would draw tons of attention and drive up revenue. There's this theory that they don't care what viewers think; they just want to get the clicks. But clearly, they must care what viewers think, because they stay on one side of the debates, whereas it would probably be more profitable to just hit up all kinds of controversy.
So you're thinking of it more as like just create a WrestleMania style publication where the battles are being had in-house, and you can generate drama, build fandoms, you can just create this entire universe of arch nemesis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why is that happening? Why is this not happening? Sorry. Why does it seem to be that media publications are very ideological? It doesn't seem that, like, being uniformly in line with one ideology is necessary for the new business model, but it does seem to be what's happening more and more online.
Well, I wonder if it's also a byproduct of cancel culture and purity testing and things like that. So just the idea of having somebody of an opposing opinion in-house would have the entire organization lambasted and criticized and shunned on all outlets, which again, if properly handled, could be, like any publicity is good publicity type of thing. Mm-hmm. But it's a thing that can be tricky to navigate without it devolving into a PR nightmare, mm-hmm. which it very easily can. So yeah, that's why it looks like the camps have become drawn more so across the party lines and mm-hmm. across the ideological divides, and somehow the proximity is not tolerated. But I wonder if that's a function of if there is something inherent about the way things go that makes this necessary, or if that's just an accident of happenstance, and perhaps this could actually present an opportunity for a publication that is cunning enough to try and do just that.
Yeah, we've seen publications that are cunning enough to be anti-political correctness kind of thing, like they're more conservative publications, and then I would say, like, something like Quillette is more like a liberal. It's kind of a catch-all. It does showcase a variety of opinions, but it does it without regard to the fear for what might happen to them from the radical attacks. But I haven't seen one that is like sort of a mix of radical opinions from all sides just to drive up traffic. Not that I think that would necessarily be a good thing. If it's just there to drive up traffic and outrage, I don't think that's actually good for the culture. But
well, I mean, in a sense, you could say that does exist in a broader corporate spectrum, because what are the different entities that Rupert Murdoch owns? Because he owns Fox News, but doesn't he also own a bunch of like left-wing stuff too?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I've heard most Fox News employees are liberal, and it's just they put out a conservative message because that's their product, and their on-air personalities are conservative. But like most of the people that are actually employed for the company are liberals because they're based out of cities on the coast.
I wouldn't be surprised, and and also generally speaking, liberal type people happen to gravitate towards entertainment and creative professions such as that. So yeah, that does make sense. But also, I think I suppose that people are multifaceted in general, right? So to say that's why I always struggle to actually classify myself as any particular brand of political person, because I hold a lot of different differing beliefs, and I feel like almost narrowing myself down to something specific, like it almost removes nuance and context from situations, because I don't know, like I like to assess things on almost on a case by case basis, and just making blanket statements about my beliefs seems simplistic.
I hear you say that, and all I can hear is you're a Nazi.
Well,
we'll probably have to cut that word out because that does flag in YouTube. You are a political faction from World War II era Germany.
I see. Well, that's very kind of you to say. I'm working up to it, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% on board with you. Nuance, exactly. That's what's lacking in the current environment. Obviously, there's something going on with radicalization in media that strips away nuance, and it's less and less allowed. You're supposed to label it and define yourself as one camp or the other. It's madness, I tell you. Madness.
Indeed. Indubitably.